Hey, Rich, is your mom over at our house again tonight?
What? Of course, she's over here at the house right now. Her and I are in the living room watching TV together.
In other words, she's going to be staying the night again at our place?
What is going on here? Do you have something you're wanting to say about her?
Well, if you want to hear everything, I'd really like it if you told your mom to stop staying the night at our house so often.
Huh? What are you going on about right now?
It's only been a month now since the house was built for us and we got all moved in and comfortable. And the day after we said we were all moved in, your mom came over saying she was only here to have a look at the place. But soon after that, she started to put a lot of her things in the baby room we had made on the second floor and has been using it like her room since.
When we have a baby, we can then start thinking about having her move out of that room.
I get what you're saying, but if we have a baby and your mother is still wanting to stay here, we're not going to have any more room. All I'm asking is that you just have your mother move all of her things back home, and then we won't have to worry about space anymore.
Hey, what are you actually trying to say here? My mom and dad got a divorce from one another, so she's not going back to that house.
Huh? They got divorced?
And that's why in our new house, my mom has started to live with us.
She's actually supposed to be living together here? This is my first time hearing about all of this.
Was there any reason for me to be telling you all of that stuff?
No way. Normally, you should be talking with your wife about those sorts of things right away. I happen to live in this house as well, and it's kind of important for you to be talking to me about someone living here now. And that wasn't a part of the original plan, right? Even if she had a divorce and can no longer go back to that house, you needed to talk with me about her moving in with us before this all happened.
Are you trying to tell me to have my mom leave now?
She doesn't have a place to go now, but once she finds a place of her own, I'd like her to move out.
Jesus, why are you being so cruel towards my mom of all people?
Because I'm the one being treated like I'm not a part of anything over here.
Well, it's because of the way you're acting now that my mom is always feeling as though you hate her. Now that you and I are married, she's like your mom as well. Don't you feel like treating your own mom with a little respect here?
The problem isn't your mother herself, though, but the fact that you had someone who wasn't originally planned for moving into our house without coming to me about it. You should have come to me first so that we could talk about all of this before just selfishly allowing this to happen.
You listen here, my mom living here in this house with us has already been decided on. This is your husband's order. If you go against what I've said, I'm not gonna forgive you.
How mean of you, Arya. I can't believe you're trying to have me kicked out of this house now. So you had a look at the conversation I was just having with your son, huh? Should have known this would happen. Trying to kick a broken-hearted woman like me out of this house now. As for why you guys had that divorce, are you sure it didn't have something to do with all your careless spending? What? There's also been all that talk about all the trouble you've been causing your neighbors and having to use your husband as a way of bailing you out. Why do you know about all of that? Didn't you just learn about our divorce from Rich a second ago? Oh, so I was right about those two things? Huh? I was just listing off a few reasons I assumed you got divorced over, but I guess I should have known those were the reasons why. Since I haven't confirmed that those two are the reasons you lost your husband and were kicked out of his house, I can't agree with you staying in our house. Could you please get started on finding yourself somewhere new to live and move out of our house? Excuse me, there has to be an end to all of your rudeness. Me living here was decided on by the owner and breadwinner of this house, my son. And as his wife, you are supposed to abide by what he says, no matter what it is. When it comes to what happens under the roof of the house, I have the right to voice my opinions. Women, especially wives, do not get a right to do anything like that. This has nothing to do with me being a wife, but being the owner of this house with my name on it and all. What?
Yo, what the hell did you mean by this house being yours and your name being on it? What the hell did you do behind my back? I'm the breadwinner and everything, and it's because of me that you're able to even have a house like this.
Listen to this then, bud. Are you in any position to be letting crap like that fall out of your mouth?
Huh?
Remember when we had to get a loan for the house and you needed to be reviewed before getting one? You didn't happen to meet the criteria for one, and so there was no other option but to have me be reviewed and take out that loan.
What? Huh?
Are you starting to remember it all now?
What? But this house should be under my name.
I was the one buying the house with that loan, and so you said it was okay for me to have my name on it.
I said okay to that?
Anyhow, when I've gotten home from my business trip tomorrow, let's both sit down and have a very serious talk about all of this. Rich, did you get the locks on the house changed without telling me?
Huh? Oh, so you're back home now, are you?
Answer the frickin' question, Rich. Did you go and change all the locks on this house and not tell me about it?
I sure did change all the locks. So if you want to get inside the house now, you're going to have to listen to and do as I say from now on. And you need to stop complaining about my mom living in this house with us.
I told you already, today we're supposed to talk about that on a very serious level. If you allow me to come in so that we can talk all of this through, then there's a chance that your mother can stay here for a bit, all right?
If there was a way for that to happen, then you should have said that from the start. You're wasting my time with all this talking, and I'm over it now.
I just told you if we talked about all this, then we could have an answer. And there are plenty of other outcomes that we could come to as well, which will affect you and the house.
And I'm telling you that all of this would be over with if you just listened to what I said and let my mom live here. Why the hell can't you just do something so goddamn easy for me?
So what you're telling me is that you don't want to talk things over anymore?
I'm not saying I don't want to. I'm saying that there is no reason to.
Is that right? Okay then, Rich. If that's the way you want to behave and handle all of this, then allow me to stoop down to your level and face you head on.
If you think you can do anything to me, then give it a freaking try. Just know that as long as you're not listening to me, you're not coming inside this house anymore. And there's one other thing with all of this. I made sure to put our divorce papers in your parents' mailbox for ya.
Are you kidding me? So you've been preparing for a divorce this whole time, Rich?
In other words, it's my warning to you that if you don't start listening to me soon, we're going to get divorced like my mom and dad did.
I see. So if I head back to my parents' house, I'll be able to get those papers, right? You're fine with me handing them into the courthouse, right?
If you think you can manage that, then go ahead.
Sounds great.
Go ahead and have a look at those papers in person, and when you do, I'm sure it will help you reflect on what all you've been doing wrong as my wife. Yo, Aria, I just got a call saying that I have to get out of this house or something really soon? Why the hell do I have to leave this house of mine for no good reason at all? And by the way, what the hell is going on with you not talking to me for the past 2 weeks? What the hell have you done?
Long time no see.
Are you trying to kick your own freaking husband out of his very own house right now? That means you're also kicking out your own mother-in-law as well. Are you really okay with sending your family out onto the streets and making them homeless now?
What are you talking about? You and we're nothing but strangers now, and have been for a week or two. Remember those divorce papers you left me? After you told me about that and I returned home to my parents, I took those papers and went to the courthouse.
What? You actually turned all of those into the courthouse?
Wasn't it you, though, that had all of those papers filled out and ready to go and then said okay to me when I asked if it was all right to hand them in?
But wait, that was only if you were able to hand those papers in.
Well, I was able to, and that's why I went ahead and handed them in.
What?
So now that you're aware of what I've done, could you get out of my house? I am not in the mood to let two strangers continue to live in the house that I've been paying off.
No, wait, hold on a second there. Telling me something like that all of a sudden.
All of a sudden? But this all happened close to 2 months ago now.
What?
I'm pretty sure that the both of us had gone and signed that I'd be the owner of the house. And I'm sure that for the past 2 weeks you've been getting called about how you needed to leave my house. But you never picked up, so I had the house phone called, which your own mother ended up answering. And she was told all about what was going to go down. Also, it was my lawyer calling her at the time, and since we both know your mother loves to lie about things a lot, he made sure to have the whole call recorded. With her permission, of course.
Wait, but if you're not going to call my cell phone...
Well, my lawyer did, yet you never picked it up. And when he called your work phone, he learned that you had blocked his number after the first try, so...
Either
way, you need to get out of my house, please. And I mean by the end of this week, you and your mother need to be gone.
Are you serious? Mom, we're gonna have to leave the house now. I need to talk with you about this.
Oh, what happened? Jesus, that wife of yours sure is a mystery to me, you know. Sending letters in the mail telling us to leave the house and calling the house all the time, saying that we both needed to go or else legal actions would be taken.
What?
I'm not going to fall for such threats as those, so I made sure to block that number and throw away all those letters for us. And when another number called saying that they were your wife's lawyer, I told them to screw off before hanging up the phone on them as well.
Yo! So you've been talking with them the whole time?
What?
I did what you told me to do by placing that filled-out divorce paperwork in her parents' mailbox, and she actually ended up going out there and handing it all into the courthouse.
Huh? So you're saying that you're both officially divorced now?
That's right! So in other words, you and I are both strangers to her, and since she's the owner of this house and all, we're both gonna have to leave now, or else we'll be in trouble with the law.
No way. Oh, well, we can't go back to the house I was in before. Where the hell are you and I supposed to go now? Aria! I promise that we'll pay you rent or whatever you want us to do, but just let us live here a little while longer. And who will be the one paying me every month I let you live there? Of course, Rich will be managing all of that for us. So how much would you like us to pay per month to stay? Based on the location and size of the place, I'd want at least $1,600 a month. Sounds good. I'll go and tell that to Rich right now. Rich will have to start paying over half his income to be able to stay in that house, so that might be a bit tough for you both. Huh? More than half of his income? What? Did you not know anything about the salary your son has been getting? Each month, Rich is making around $2,800. Just $2,800 a month? And without the $6,200 I was making each month, he's not going to have a lot left over. You're making that much right now? $6,200? You've been making over $5,000 a month? Anyway, it'll be $1,600 a month, please. If you make him pay you that much, then we're not going to have enough money for anything else. Well, either way you look at it, I'm going to have to continue to pay the loan off on that house, so that's the cheapest I can ask for in order to pay said loan. Are you kidding me? Since you guys can't afford that, I'd like the both of you out of there by the end of this week, please. Aria, I want you out, preferably before that, but this week I'll be nice and give you a few more days. No way. Oh, you can't do this to us, though. Where will we even be able to go after this? Right after I had said all of that to Nora, her and her son moved out of my house and were forced to spend a night or two at a fast food restaurant close to my house. It turns out that there was an open apartment close to his office where he could rent it for half the price from the company. And so after taking some time to talk with his boss about it, Nora and Rich both moved into it with all the things they could carry on them. However, after only 3 months of him and his mother living there, the two of them were kicked out and forced to go somewhere else. What happened was that Rich made a move on one of the women in his office trying to get himself a new woman. However, she turned out to be married to one of the managers in a different department. And after he had approached her a third time and she said no, he laid his hands on her waist trying to force her to go out with him, which his manager ended up walking in on, and that's when he lost his job. Everyone in the company learned of what happened very quickly, turning every single one of them against him, and they all went to his apartment and kicked him out the next day. Rich would then be taken to court by the woman and her husband, backed by the company itself, and would have to pay a major settlement to her for workplace sexual harassment charges. He did in fact pay her, but that used up all the money he had saved away and forced him to go into debt in order to do anything else. So as of right now, he and his mother are living in a shack, while he is working part-time for a local gas station that barely sees any traffic. As for Nora herself, she still hasn't shaken her addiction of spending all her money and others' money on whatever she wants, even if it's not needed at all. And anytime Rich would head to work, she'd use his emergency card in order to pay for things online, which has led to her spending every one of her son's checks the moment they hit his account, leaving him with nothing at all to use for rent and the bills, causing them to have fights almost every hour of the day. I'm not sure what's going to happen next to that mother and son duo, but I'm pretty sure that Rich is going to do what he always yelled at me about, and that's kicking out his mother so that he can finally have some money again. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Hello. This would be me, Travis, the man who was appointed the new CEO of Company D half a year ago. Glad to hear from you, Travis. My name is Drew, and I'm the CEO of Manufacturing Company S, although you must already know that. Well, it's nice to meet you over text here, Drew. I heard from my company that you'd been wanting to talk with me about something earlier. Well, you didn't mishear anything on your end there. I have been trying to work with you guys for a while now, but none of those thick-headed boys in your sales department are listening to me. So I told them that I'd like to have a word with their CEO in private, and that's why I'm speaking with you right now. So that's what ended up happening. Then what can I help you out with, Travis? That factory of yours there, it's been up and running for close to 50 years now, right? That is correct. It was started by my grandfather, who then passed it down to my father, who then passed it on to me. And both of our companies have been working together on different things for some time now, I believe. Your factory, it sure is old, isn't it? You have a good point when saying that, considering that the building itself has been the same since it was first built with very minimal renovations done to it. But when it comes to the actual manufacturing equipment and machinery that we're using here, it has all been updated to some of the most recent products, so don't be concerned about that. No, that's not what I'm talking about there. Old factories like that one you're running happen to cost a pretty penny these days when working with them. Cost a pretty penny? Are you talking about our manufactured products and their prices being pretty expensive? That's right! When it comes to this company, ever since I was made the new CEO of it, I've been working on all sorts of different cost-cutting measures. I've taken a look into things I can reduce in order to save this company some money, as well as looked into things my company can buy cheaper somewhere else. Does that mean the contract which had been thrown around once or twice between your company and mine about having the price of our goods slashed by half? That's right! I wanted some help in making sure that the prices of my own company's products weren't getting too high because of you. But it doesn't seem that anyone in your company wants to work with those deals I've proposed. It seemed that in the end, the only person I could really speak eye to eye with would be the CEO, that being you, Drew. Is that so? So, what are your thoughts on it? Are you all right lowering the price of your stuff by half? Wait, if we were to do that for you, then my company would go into the red very quickly. In this day and age, we're already cutting it pretty close in terms of profits, so there's not much else I can do at the moment in terms of lowering our prices. Are you kidding me? Then the only real option I have left is ending my business with you guys. Is that something you'd like to risk having happen? When it comes to you guys, us buying from you makes up close to half of your profits, correct? If you were to lose our business now, would your factory still be able to last in this current market? I'm sorry, but you guys have gotten too expensive for me to work with, so this is an end to our business. Are you sure that's something you want me ending this negotiation with right now? Unlike you guys, my company wouldn't be bothered at all by ending this business with you. Are you aware of that? You're speaking about that option while also understanding the type of product my company produces for you, correct? I'm well aware of what it is. Something that is very important to my company's final product, correct? Well, I just wanted to let you know I've already found a company overseas which is offering that same exact product for a much cheaper price. And they're even offering me a reduced price from their current price if my company is to buy in bulk from them. Now all that's left is to wait and see what your answer is to this, Drew. Is that right? If you found yourself another producer, then that's wonderful for you guys. Huh? I believe I understand what you're wanting to do from here on out, Travis. I'll speak with distribution and let them know that we'll no longer be shipping to you guys. What? We were supposed to be signing a new contract for this business next month anyway, right? Consider this next shipment the final one you'll be receiving from my company then. Huh? Tomorrow I'll speak with the sales department head and my factory manager and have them meet with your sales team one last time to say goodbye to you all. Thank you and your company for all the support and business you'd given us throughout the years. When you have anything else you'd like to speak with me about, please don't hesitate to text me. Are you seriously saying all of this right now?
Good evening, Drew.
Hello, Mariah. How have you been doing?
I've been doing great.
Well, that's just wonderful.
You know, I heard about what happened. You were asked by Travis, the CEO for Company D, to cut all of your products' prices in half, right? And you turned him down almost immediately. That would mean that he will no longer be doing business with you come next year, right?
You heard about all of that? Sounds like the man I had in charge of the sales team working with his company had gone through a lot listening to those rather brainless negotiations, and it ended with him having to take a week off to recover. And after he told Travis to go and speak with me about the new offer, Travis began to text me and we spoke about what he had on his mind. There, Travis started to go on about how he wanted our product for half the price and that he found someone overseas who was producing it and selling it cheaper than us. And at the end of his little ramble, I told him that I understood what he was saying and then told him goodbye. Seems that he wasn't really expecting that for an answer, but...
Had the previous CEO still been in charge, none of that crazy conversation and negotiations would have ever happened between us. But with all the drama within the family and the fact that the previous CEO wanted to step down out of nowhere, they had to choose someone to take his chair. And that's when Travis was chosen, and he started to go on this cost-cutting spree, doing everything and anything he can to save an extra penny.
That's what led to so many of the employees within his company stepping down and quitting. And the same can be said for you, Mariah. You're looking for a new company to join, correct?
That's right. But before all of that, I wanted to finish my job here with the sales department and all.
I heard about that and how when both my sales department head and team leader went over to say their farewells today, they both ran into you before leaving the office. Well, things are finished with now regarding Company D, and we can move on and find new customers.
You really did a great job breaking off those relations with Company D then.
I believe so. Never thought things would be so clean at the end between us, though. I have you to thank for all of that, though, because if it wasn't for you telling me to strengthen up when it came my time to talk with him, I probably wouldn't have said no. Just know now that because of the help you've already given me, I might be relying on you a bit more often than normal. Wait, maybe I shouldn't really be saying that. I would like for us to both work together to help one another from here on out.
Of course we can do that. I look forward to working with you more soon.
Yo! We're gonna reopen business with one another again, so you sell me the same product you were before, the same amount and the same price, and I need it here by tomorrow.
Long time no see, Travis. I'm very sorry to have to say this to you, but asking for such an order in such a short amount of time will not be possible for my factory.
Well, ever since you lost us as a customer, you've had a ton of time on your hands, right? You get your third shift teams together right now and have them work their butts off all night to make this order for me. I'm the one offering you the same business back that you were getting months ago from me, so there is no other choice but to say yes to this offer, right?
Actually, my company doesn't really need your worries. My company's now working with a new customer who's taken your place in terms of orders.
What?
If I were to take on your company again, that would be too much for my production lines to have to deal with, and I'd end up having to expand this factory. I'm very sorry that I'm having to say this, but please look for an alternative company for now.
You have a new customer in my place. Does that mean Mariah?
Oh, you happen to know about her and her company then? She happened to work for this company years ago and worked for your company some as well, right? Well, her and I go way back, all the way back to college, where we both studied together. Well, she got back in touch with me again after leaving your company and said that she had a company of her own which she wanted me to sell to. Then after some talks amongst one another, my company was able to make a few different contracts with her, which are currently in use. I'm so thankful for what she's done for us.
That's not what I wanted to hear.
Then what was it you wanted to hear from me?
I'm asking you, please let me buy from your factory again.
Excuse me?
Last month we started to order from that cheaper company overseas, but the final product which my company was ending up with using their stuff was nothing at all like the product we produced while working with you. And other companies who'd been ordering from that cheap overseas factory experienced the same outcomes. When I began to ship all of the newer product out to my customers, a lot of them ended up sending it back to us, stating that they weren't able to use the product we had made them as it was defective. When I finally realized that none of this was working out for the company, a lot of the veteran employees within my company were gone.
So, what I'm getting from that is you and your cost-cutting measures became too intense, and you ended up ruining your own product, which could no longer be used by your customers, and now you have no business.
Hey, come on now, please. If things don't go back to the way they were for me before, my company, it'll...
Asking me for help isn't going to work, though.
I'll do anything for you and your company. I can even start giving you advice on how to make your company as effective as mine.
You'll do anything for me?
I mean literally anything. Anything you ask of me.
Well, if that happens to be the offer you're making for my product, then I would like that you step down from the position of CEO, and then I'd like for someone with more experience in running a business who has an idea how your company should be working placed in your seat.
What?
I hear that you've not only been losing customers one after another now, but that you've also lost close to 40% of your people in the company, which means you're walking a fine line between staying open and having to shut your doors for good. If you don't start to prepare a new CEO to take your seat and that company from you...
I don't want that at all! Yo, Mariah, you give me back all of my customers and my employees right now. I know damn well that you were the one who hired all of those that left my company, and that you've been doing the same kind of business my company does.
Well, if it isn't the CEO of Company D himself. How's it been going, Travis? Seems that you have a bit of a misunderstanding on your hands there. But I never asked for any of your customers or your employees to leave your company and come over to mine after I myself left your company. They all just happened to lose faith in both the products you began to ship out last month and in you as the CEO of the company that once was seen as a successful business. So don't call them all coming over to my company to buy from me or work from me taking them, because that's not true at all.
Then that's what this is. They're all going to you out of spite for my company and me.
You believe so? Well, thinking of it this way, I never had anything against your company and you until you stepped into the seat of CEO. And that same idea goes for everyone else that's working with and for me now. You see, when you took the chair, the only thing that's been on your mind is cutting cost and making things cheaper.
And that's because?
Remember, I was forced to quit from your company after you started to harass me because I told you your cost-cutting methods were too risky. Let me ask you something. That kind of harassment was pretty dang bad, and I could sue you if you really wanted me to. Would you rather that instead of me just running my own company now, where I just so happen to be more successful than you? You really did a lot of things to me, Travis. I was pushed down the stairs by you twice, and 3 times you splashed close to boiling hot water in my face. You would take some of my most important documents and send them through a shredder a couple of times. Plenty of things you did purposefully to me because of my remarks about your methods and proved to me that you didn't want me there anymore. Well, just be aware that I have a lot of evidence from all those things, and I can send them to my lawyer with one click of my finger.
Are you kidding me?
So, are you and I done here?
For Christ's sake!
I'll be turning off my phone now.
Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! I really can't catch a break from all of this crap.
Good morning, Drew.
Hello, Mariah. How have things been for you these past couple weeks?
Oh, they've been just splendid for me. Did you hear the news about how Company D ended up going bankrupt?
Ah, that's right. I heard all about it. That all happened a lot faster than I was expecting it to, though.
Well, it had a reason for happening so quickly, right?
Wait, what's that?
It was discovered that Travis had been embezzling some of the company's money.
He was taking the company's money?
Seems that the Internal Affairs Department found that out.
Damn, so he was really asking for hell then, huh?
Now that I think about it, during his time trying to cut all of those costs and everything, plenty of employees like myself had to leave the company. And, well, a lot of people that were helping hide his embezzlement left the company as well under his nose.
I see. Which then means that those who stayed figure out what was going on with him and the company's money and stuck around to gather evidence and such.
Well, when looking at the amount of money he had taken from the company since he had become the new CEO, it's not all that much when speaking about this kind of crime, but that doesn't change the fact that embezzling money is indeed a problem.
How can I say this? I kind of figured he'd do something like that, though. I can totally imagine it happening with him.
Same thing for me, too.
Well, since you and I are both business owners as well, like he was, let's make it our goal to do our best to never let our companies and ourselves turn out the same way Company D did.
Well, of course. I'll do my best.
While during a very tough time for Travis's company, he was finished off by the news of him embezzling money getting out. And so his company went under in an instant, and his wife even divorced him so that she didn't have to share the same name as him anymore. I guess she was serious about not having a part in that family of CEOs anymore either, because she made sure to take all of their kids with her and have their last names changed as well. Of course, that just goes to show how rough this world can be, and that Travis wasn't going to get off easy for what he'd been doing wrong. After the company was no more, those that had known and helped hide the fact that Travis was taking all that money were taken to court and were all forced to pay a major fine for it. And after those cases were over with, they all left town and moved away to somewhere that they could no longer feel as ashamed as if they stuck around here. In a world where companies like Travis's are quite common, Mariah's and mine have been doing really well doing business together, and we've both had a better year this year in terms of profits than any previous year. That might not mean much for her new company, but for this one that I'm in control of, it makes me feel so great inside. And like always, her and I will continue to have companies that anyone can trust, no matter what the matter is that we're left responsible for. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.